Fabulous fam, I'm back again with an update on my 72-hour fast. The fast went really well. I started on last Sunday and I made it up until Wednesday, and it was just a great experience. I'll start off the discussion with just letting you in on like what didn't go well, like what were the difficulties of the 72-hour fast. I'll say that number one, I tried to get down a gallon of water a day, and that didn't happen. I probably was near a gallon. Next time maybe I'll count and really track myself, but I didn't make it to a gallon every day. I made it to a gallon one day, but that was my struggle, just getting the water down. I think I mentioned before in the last video that I want to try to let go of the black coffee, but I haven't done that yet. But I think one day I might have had 2 cups of black coffee, but that's it. I didn't overdo it with the coffee or anything like that. The other struggle would have been the keto flu. I talked about this in a short reel that I did this week. When I hit like the 24 or 25 hour mark of the fast, that keto flu set in, and that's just when your body is starting to detox and switch over into fat burning mode, and you just feel maybe a headache. You might feel nauseous. You might even feel a little bit lightheaded. I say that hit me at like 7 a.m. in the morning, where I think I was around 24 hours, 25 hours. I'm not exactly sure, but it hit me within that first day of fasting, and I just pressed past it. In the past, I would take like maybe a Tylenol or Advil, but you know, you kind of want to relieve yourself of any modern day medication if you can. So I did not take anything. I just pressed past. And then once, I'd say it lasted about a half hour. And once I pressed past that keto flu, I felt fine after that. The thing about doing extended fast is people always say, oh my goodness, like I can never fast that long. Like, I don't know how you could do that. But honestly, if you work your way up to being able to do an extended fast, it's like a muscle you build, right? Fasting is a muscle you build over time, and you start out small. You start out at 12 hours, then you go to 14, then 16, then 17. And I literally worked my way up fasting to be able to do extended fast. And I do wear, an Apple Watch, and I monitor my heart rate, and I'm aware of how I'm feeling in my body, and I'm sure to not overdo it. If I ever felt like I was overdoing it, there's been times in the past where I've ended the fast early because I just didn't feel right in my body. So it's definitely a muscle you have to build over time. And then I wouldn't recommend, jumping into any extended fast, right? So once I made it past the keto flu, it was smooth sailing. Once you hit 36 hours, 48 hours of fasting, you're really not that hungry anymore. That's the thing. People think you're going to be hungry the whole time. You're really not hungry after a certain point, and it just becomes a mental game after that point. And I say the third struggle is I actually broke the fast at work. I usually work from home. I usually do my work from home, but sometimes I'll go into the office, and I broke my fast with some vegetable broth at work, and that was just a bad idea because once food starts flowing through your body again, I had broth, and then I just sipped on that for a little while. And then after that, I had fruit. And then that just makes you have to go to the bathroom. And I just recommend you break the fast at home and, in a place of comfort where you can just be free to break the fast in your own environment. So those were pretty much my only struggles: getting the water down, keto flu, and the environment in which I broke my fast. The wins that I got from the fast: fasting creates mental clarity. The brain fog we get from being so busy all the time, from just constantly stressing over life, like that clears up, and you have a lot of mental clarity, and you're able to see and think clearly. So I'd say the mental clarity was the first win. And another big win is I also got back just that feeling of self-control, where I feel like I lost that for a while. Even for some years, I went through a period when menopause kicked in where I just convinced myself that I had an issue with self-control, and I had a harder time fasting. Well, when you fast for an extended period of time, you feel that self-control kick back in, and that's what I felt, and that's a win, right? The next thing is just being aware mentally of those benefits of fasting that I talked about in the first video last week, how, you know, you're losing inflammation in your body. Your insulin is becoming regulated. Your blood pressure is becoming regulated. Just that blood work, just all the things that needs to work properly and be healed. Excuse me, you know, that's happening in your body. So just being aware of those benefits, that you're taking care of yourself, like that's a win. I think you get a natural high off of just knowing that you're treating your body well. You're treating your body the way it should be treated. And then everybody keeps asking me, how much weight did you lose? I actually didn't lose as much as I usually do on a 72-hour fast. But with this 72-hour fast, I lost exactly 6 pounds. So that, I mean, in a matter of 3 days, that's definitely a win, because I do have some weight to lose. I'll, as I go and meet with you every Sunday, I'll continue to I'll update you on my weight loss, and kind of share more about the weight loss goals that I have, because like I mentioned, I stopped fasting for a while. I stopped being consistent. I felt like I lost some of my self-control. And so now I feel like I'm back on track again. So I'm excited about that. I lost 6 pounds. And then I'd have to say, finally, the most beneficial thing is just spiritually what fasting does. I was able to just do some reading, some Bible reading. I did some prayer, some praying for my family, praying for my kids, praying for my husband, praying for my own future, my parents, you know, just the extended family, and just getting some clarity about my future. I felt really close to God. So that was definitely the biggest win. So I am going to be doing even more extended fasts throughout the month of December. Like I said, I'm going to meet you here every Sunday. This is the best day for me to come and meet you here. So drop a comment if there's a video you guys want me to do, or if you have more questions about the 72-hour fast I did, more extended fast to come, more update on the weight loss part of the journey. See a little bit of slimming in the face, because I mentioned, when I gain weight, I can't hide it. It just goes straight to my cheeks. I wish it would go to, you know, other places, you know, to make it look more voluptuous, but it goes right here, right to the cheeks. So we're working on that, but I like my face. So, you know, I'm just being loving with myself as I walk through this journey again. I'm trying to enjoy every step of the journey this time, and I'm really proud of myself. So drop me a note. Ask questions, show me what kind of videos you guys want to see, and I'll meet you back here again next Sunday. Everybody have an awesome Thanksgiving holiday. I am traveling to be with family in the DMV area, so that'll be a lot of fun. But I will be back to meet you here next Sunday to talk about how my Thanksgiving went. Now that I'm feeling the self-control kick back in, I believe I'm going to have a wonderful holiday, and I'm going to be proud of myself and the way I handled myself during dinner, and, you know, the time after dinner. So yeah, we'll check back in soon. Everybody have a beautiful week. I'll see you later. Bye.